Sports Jazz, thank you so much for tuning in. Josh, Isaac, real quick, guys. The build up to the game. Real Madrid hosting Arsenal at the Bernabeu. Majority are calling it the revenge. Is it going to be La Revenja, or is it going to be a pure English dominant display? Once again, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Well, Arsenal comes in Spain, Josh, at the Bernabeu. They have 3 goals already up front, and Madrid, the fans, the players, every Madrid fan, including myself, but I've not been doing what they've been doing. They've been tweeting, "Hello Madrid, you've never been at the Bernabeu. It's always 90 minutes at the Bernabeu." And I am asking myself, when they were playing at the Emirates, was it 50 minutes? Was it only 45 minutes the first half? What is so special about the Bernabeu that everyone has to say it's always 90 minutes at the Bernabeu, Josh?
Well, Real Madrid is a God's team, and things tend to happen for Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. So we've seen this so many times in the past. We've seen Man City capitulate against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. Chelsea had a lead over 3 goals at some point, and Rodrigo and Benzema happened to them. And there's a good feel factor about the Santiago Bernabeu and the Champions League. When you're playing in Europe against Real Madrid, you can never rule them out, because so often they've given us this magic. They've showed us that things can happen. They've showed us that it is not impossible. The Rematonda, I don't know
That
if
has
that's the
been
right word.
training. That word
That
has
is
been training. It's the right
yes,
word.
that
It has
is
been training.
the ability to overcome adversity has always happened for Real Madrid. So much as it is a very a difficult game, the very difficult position they find themselves in, to be 3-0 down against a very pragmatic Mikel Arteta Arsenal side. I do think that they do have what it takes to actually win this game. The thing is,
You're saying Real Madrid can come back
yeah, that they do
and
have
beat
what.
Arsenal 4-0. Okay, regardless, whatever goes. But Real Madrid can
Yes,
come back from a 3-0 and
I
win,
just said it is the
qualify to the
team.
semifinals.
I just said it is God's team, and
The last time
you
you
cannot
said that,
under
everyone had you, Josh. Everyone had you. They wanted to put you on the guilty because you
you
said
cannot
Madrid was going to
underestimate
wash
the Lord's
Arsenal.
team.
Okay, let's go.
You cannot underestimate the Lord's team. What I'm trying to say is, Real Madrid, you can never write them off, especially at the Santiago Bernabeu. Whenever push comes to shove and it matters the most, they always turn up. They always turn up, and they are counted. I mean, it has happened so many times. But for me, I know that Mikel Arteta is a very pragmatic manager. Mikel Arteta, um, even in the first leg, yes, he was fortunate that he did win the game 3-0, but he set up in a manner that he squeezed Real Madrid high up the pitch. He didn't allow Real Madrid to have their better players, that is the Kylian Mbappes and the Vini Juniors, to play from deep, from deep
I think he
in
had
his
them by the
box.
balls, Josh. He had them by the
Yes.
balls.
Yes. And I do believe that he's going to use that pragmatism again. He's going to set up the Arsenal side to maybe nick a goal through a counter, or have very calculated moments in which they will be attacking. I don't think that they're going to be attacking from the get-go, but in any way, they have very good defenders. Even
Well,
Kilio, who has come in for Gabriel Magalhaes, I mean, he did a good job in the first leg. He did stand out. He did not make any mistakes. He was the biggest worry for Arsenal fans, but he partnered Saliba very well, and Jurien Timber and Bukayo Saka is back. Jurien Timber, Saliba. I mean, Thomas Partey is fit to start the
yeah.
game. So, I mean, yeah, I do think that Arsenal will, Mikel Arteta's Arsenal team will give Madrid some problems. But You can't underestimate Real Madrid. The Royal Whites at the Santiago Bernabeu,
You
it's
know,
a
you
whole
guys
other
have
kettle of
made
fish.
everything. Uh, I understand the whole stadium is closed. You want that hard bounce from Madrid fans screaming so loud and engulfing all the Arsenal fans. But Arsenal fans are also saying, "Come what may." That small section they give them for being the away team. Everyone is in Spain today. Everyone is in Real Madrid, and they are going to be packed. They could be, or they might be, few compared to the Madrid fans, but they are ready to cheer up. Josh, they are ready to take advantage of the 3-0 goal lead that happened at Emirates in the first leg. They are ready to use that just as the advantage to win and qualify to the semi-finals. And if I'm to look at before you come in, Josh, excuse me, key battles, Josh. I see, of course, Arsenal versus Real Madrid, the attack. Arsenal's backline, Josh, of course, we all know Saliba is there. David Raya, very, very good keeper for me. Contains, I think those two are going to be very, very important, Josh, just like they were in the first leg. You remember you talked about Madrid's lethal attack where they had Vini, Rodrigo, Mbappe, and all that. But, Josh, in the first leg, we saw all those three, your best threat or lethal attacking force, being neutralized by Arsenal's defense, Josh.
I
And
don't
Arsenal
think that.
took chance,
Well,
and
well,
I mean, they took advantage of every set piece they had,
well. The fact
and they
that they
managed to
did
get
not
two
score.
goals from Declan Rice.
The fact that they did not score goals, maybe you can say that they were neutralized. But for me, I don't think that it was a failure of the best attackers in the world of football on the night, rather than Carlo Ancelotti's tactical approach on that day, and
Mm,
Mikel Arteta just outwitted him. I mean, they wanted it more. They fought for the game. I liked the fact that Mikel Arteta chose Lewis Kelly to play in his natural midfield position, even if his starting position was at left back. But he inverted so much. He made an extra body in midfield, and he made it impossible for the midfielders. That was Modric and Bellingham in the middle of the park. You see,
mm,
Valverde
mm.
had to come in the middle of the park at some point. Kamavinga did have a good game, but he's suspended for this one, and Chouameni is going to be playing in that role. Um, I do think that Partey, Rice, and Odegaard actually played very well in that first game. But then again,
Very, very.
this is the time.
The
This is
midfield
the time
control was
that
amazing, Josh.
this is the only game that matters to Real Madrid at this point, and it's at the Santiago Bernabeu. So for me, I do think that Real Madrid, if they are to overturn this deficit, they do get a goal in maybe the first half, or the first 5 minutes of the second half. So I mean, with 1-0, they can be comfortable. If they score an early goal, they can just be themselves and control the game and
Yep.
keep playing. Whereas Arsenal has nothing to lose. They don't really have to set out to defend. They can go on to score, because they know if they score one more goal, then
They
it
just
will
have to
be
keep
a
scoring.
mountain
That's
to
all.
climb for Real Madrid. So I mean, why
Exactly.
set up a team to be very defensive? But Mikel Arteta, as I've always said, is a very pragmatic manager. I mean, he parks the bus, I think, better than Jose Mourinho. It's just that his bus is not in the penalty area, but he makes
Mm.
sure that things are very tight on the pitch, and everyone is working very hard for each other, which is a good thing to see in a team. For me, Carlo Ancelotti in that first game never really asked Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Junior to do their role defensively. I mean, they were passers by. They were not really helping the midfield. So Arsenal, with Lewis Kelly drifting into midfield, had an extra body there. But if maybe Kylian Mbappe or Vinicius Junior was dropping deep to occupy that space, maybe they would have matched those players. And I think that Carlo Ancelotti is an Italian. Is Don Carlo. I mean, he's won the Champions League so many times.
That is correct, no doubt.
Yeah, he's being an Italian. You know that he's tactically astute. He knows exactly how to win a tactical battle, and he had a chance to see Mikel Arteta's hand in the first leg.
Well, if there's anything Real Madrid can use this time around, Josh, it's the Bernabeu atmosphere, the Santiago Bernabeu atmosphere. You know, we all know Madrid's home crowd. You know, some call it the European magic, are intangible factors, Josh. And Jude Bellingham has already said they are tailor-made for a comeback. But we also know Arsenal's discipline will be key to silencing the crowd, Josh. We know the whole stadium has been covered. You know, they want to pull out that whole support for the Los Blancos. But Josh, it's not going to be an easy game, and Madrid has to find a way. And I mean, they have to find a one on how, because this season they've really struggled when it comes to defending dead balls, Josh. And we saw Arsenal's set piece prowess, neutralize them. Declan Rice with those beautiful free kicks, he made a name for himself in the first leg, Josh. Not forgetting Merino's goal. So Madrid has to find a way. First, they have to find a way on how to defend those set pieces, Josh. Second, the midfield is everything for Arsenal. If you get the midfield, then you're going to have the defenders or the center backs and full backs at the end of their goal. Okay, they are going to be on the back foot. They are likely to make mistakes. But if you cannot neutralize the midfield and you let Rice, Partey, and Odegaard run rings around you, if it's going to be the same thing, Josh, Arsenal just need only one goal. And after they score that one goal, you know what Mikel Arteta does? He just said it. He's going to sit back, give them a proper global bus defense, a pure bus. And I'm telling you, that will be the last of Real Madrid. Arsenal just needs one goal. Just one goal, Josh, to make history.
I think that would be a bad strategy from Mikel Arteta to sit back, because when you sit back, then you've allowed when you sit back deep, then you have allowed Real Madrid to be on the ball, and they have players who are individually brilliant. They have players who can do things better than Declan Rice. Declan Rice was shocked that he took the free kick so well. But these are players who have done this before.
The second goal, Odegaard couldn't believe it. He was like, oh my God.
Even Declan Rice could not believe that he did what he did, because it's not often that he does things like that. But then you have players like Kylian Mbappe, Rodrigo, and Bellingham, and who are used to doing these things. And
but don't write them off just so easy.
They can pull a rabbit out of the hat. So I mean, it is not out of context that Real Madrid can win the game if Arsenal decides to park the bus from a deep position. For me, I do think that they will actually be very pragmatic, but they will play football. They will go high, at least in the middle of the pitch. They will not allow Real Madrid on the ball. I mean, Kylian Mbappe can just shoot from a distance, and a deflection, and it is 2-0.
Well, the lineups are out and they are scrolling right below. But Josh, do not be so. I know you have a lot of faith in Real Madrid. You could probably call them the king of comebacks. But head to head, Josh, Arsenal are unbeaten in their last 3 UCL meetings with Madrid, with 1 win and 2 draws. And if they win today, it could be the first team to keep 3 consecutive clean sheets against them, Josh. Not forgetting they are unbeaten in their last 7 Champions League matches, Josh. And they score goals very well, Josh. They've won their last 4 games against any Spanish team, Josh. That is Arsenal for you. Whereas for Madrid, they have lost. Madrid have lost the last 2 of the Champions League without scoring, Josh, which is very, very rare. They've only overturned a 3-goal deficit in Europe once, and that is way back, Josh, in the 1980s. So I do not know where that strength, where that courage, where that optimism. I mean, you're so optimistic. Like you literally see this happening. Madrid scoring more than 4 goals.
The
Something that is going to and they've never done
No,
that, Josh.
it's not even about scoring 4 goals, but it's a spectacle. I mean, they're going to give us a game of our lives. So
Mm.
I'm just saying that Real Madrid, with the brilliance of the players that they do have, it's not out of context that they can overturn this game even in 45 minutes. I mean, a player like Declan Rice was surprised that he hit that free kick so well, but a player like Kylian Mbappe, I mean, that's like I think he does all the time. If he scored that goal, he would not be he would
Madia,
not be yo
Madia
yo
says,
yo
I'm here.
Madia, congratulations on your prediction last time, yo.
Madia, this man, Josh, wrote you off last time. So he's doing the same thing right now. He's saying, expect the worst. That's what I can say. A comeback. She's asking, do you still believe Real Madrid will come back? Well, I think they will win, but they will not come back. To me, Josh, it could be a 2-1, it could be a 2-0, it could be a 4 something, 4-2 or 4 something, but there is no way they are qualifying to the semis. And I'm all the way,
Yeah,
by the
but
way, for Real Madrid. I'm a Real Madrid fan.
yeah, but for me, Madia, what I can say is we're going to have a very beautiful game tonight. I mean, the brilliance of the players has to come to the fold. This is why it is the Champions League. The best of the players are there tonight. I do not have a problem if Lewis Kelly is the star of the night today, or Kylian Mbappe. I mean, just give us a game of our lives tonight. But I do think that the brilliance of the players at Real Madrid has to come. They have to show. They have to play very well. For me, the player that I need to play well for Real Madrid to do better is Vinicius Junior. Because if Vinicius Junior is playing very well and is in his element, then the
Yeah.
rest of them can come into the fold.
Well, Madia says, I'm actually a Madrid fan, but Arsenal is my first love. Oh, okay. There
Yeah,
we go.
yeah.
There we go. Well, Josh, I also have to say, to be honest, Madrid will come out aggressively. I know that, especially with the home advantage thing. And we all know their fans are really wild and crazy when it comes to supporting when they are at the Bernabeu. Of course, the attacking talent is there, Josh. You've talked about Vinicius Junior. You've talked about Kylian Mbappe. However, Arsenal's defense resilience, Josh, not forgetting the counter attacking pace, the set piece threat, Josh, which also makes them well equipped to weather the storm at the Bernabeu. So Madrid have staged famous comebacks, but Arsenal's 3-0 lead, Josh, and tactical discipline under Ateta suggests otherwise. I mean, it could be a high scoring game, Josh, but I can tell you Arsenal are advancing to face PSG in the semifinals. That's what I can say. I don't know
I
how.
wish you
Maybe they're going to
I
win
wish
and
you luck.
they're going to lose. I,
I
I
wish
say
you I
Madrid
wish
might
you
lose,
and
but
Madia luck.
what is Madia saying?
I wish you and Madia luck.
But again, if Madrid manage to score 3 goals in the first half, it's game over, Josh, for Arsenal.
But Declan
If they
Rice, I mean,
manage,
Arsenal never scored 3 goals in the first half.
no, they didn't. But I'm just saying, if Madrid manage to do that, Josh, it's
For
game
me,
over for Arsenal.
I think
Actually, if the
even
game
if
ends 3-0, that's it. Extra time,
I
game
think
over.
even if they just get a goal, they would be good to
Mm.
go.
Well, you mean them
They get a
scoring
goal,
first?
yeah.
Mm.
If they do score fast and they hold on to the game into the last maybe 30 minutes of the game, that would be their game.
Well, now that you've talked about, I remember yesterday's game, Villa and PSG. What a game! What
Yeah,
a game we had! What a game we
yeah,
had,
yeah,
Josh.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we could end up
But
seeing the same thing, Josh.
yeah, Aston Villa brought out the energy. They use the energy, the work rate, the determination that is over the Premier League.
Mm.
So it was a bit difficult for PSG to cope, but that is because PSG had taken its foot off the pedal.
Well, they almost lost it, Josh. They almost lost it, because those boys were really gunning. They were really serious because Villa really wanted to go through. I think they played so well. They put up a very good game. I just don't understand why Rashford was subbed off. I still think he was doing so good. He was having a very
I
good
know,
game.
I know. It,
I
it
don't
was a
understand that
mistake.
substitution.
It was a huge mistake. At least
Very, very
they
huge mistake.
would have pushed him to the left
Mm-hmm.
if they wanted to bring Ollie Watkins on, and Ollie Watkins goes through the middle, so he goes onto the left side. And
Yeah,
I don't know why he keeps playing him as a nine. I mean, Rashford can't really thrive there.
I don't. I didn't understand that substitution. But yeah, just going back to the game,
Yeah, he was having a
Real
good game.
Madrid versus Arsenal, second leg of the quarterfinals. Josh
I
at the
mean, the Royal
Santiago
Heights
Bernabeu.
corner. I mean, the Royal Heights corner,
I am
but
too, Josh. But again, I have to deal with. I
Missing
am in the Royal
Kamavinga
White's
is
corner too, but I have to face
Missing
reality, Josh.
Kamavinga is really unfortunate. The Alaba
Mm.
is not there. Kamavinga is not there. There's a few issues with Carvajal is not there. These are the players who actually had the experience to make sure that Real Madrid actually overcame adversity at any stage. But most of them are not around. Alan Mendy is also injured. So it is a bit difficult for Real Madrid
And by
at
the
the
way, there's been a
moment.
lot of trash talking from, especially from the Madrid, and we all know, Josh, how this goes. We all know how this goes, Josh, especially who as I said earlier, Jude Bellingham said comeback king, something like that, and Arteta only replied saying the mindset. Their mindset is to win tonight. That's what he said. In fact, he said,
So
"Let's talk
did
on the
Jude
pitch.
Bellingham. He said a
Let's
lot of
talk on the
things,
pitch.
but
That's all matters."
he said the stage is set for them to actually overturn and win this game,
We saw Vinicius
win
Junior
this
saying
tie.
tomorrow. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Instagram, his peak, then
But it's
saying tomorrow. Well,
exciting. It's exciting because
I
this
know
is
it's good for the build
they
up. It's
have to
good for the build up.
motivate themselves to be able to do what they have to do to actually win this tie, because Arsenal under Mikel Arteta has been very disciplined. They've been very pragmatic in their approach. They've actually Mikel Arteta went to a transfer window and bought defenders. He just bought defenders. He was not interested in
But he
who will
trusts
get you
Merino.
goals.
We talked about Merino last time. You said no, he scored the second goal, the third goal, Josh.
Yeah, but for me, Merino is not a player that I would have bought. If that's why he cannot, he didn't win the league. He
And
capitulated because he didn't have a striker of the ability to push you to win a league title. If you were looking for a player to add to your arsenal, it's not Mikel Merino. Mikel
no, he's
Merino
not.
got the third goal and not the
I
first
think
goal.
he didn't think all his play, or rather, majority of his attackers were going to be injured, Josh. You know, maybe
Really,
yeah,
a
that
manager,
explains why.
a manager of a football club.
Josh, he just want to attack Ateta. But all I can say is, Josh, I mean, Arsenal had a very, very good second half in the first leg, or rather, the first leg. Yeah, in the first leg. And of course, Rice with two great free kicks. And not forgetting Merino's goal in the 75th minute, Josh, giving them or securing a 3-0 victory. And as you said, Kamavinga was sent off in the stoppage time. That's a huge gap for
Yeah, but he
Ancelotti
had
coach.
already been given a second yellow, so he was
Yeah, that
going
is
to miss the
correct.
game anyway.
So him being suspended, you talked about Felan Mendy also being ruled out. By the way, Danny Chabelos is unlikely to play. Josh is unlikely to play.
Yeah.
But let's wait and key. You still have key players like Rudiger, Vinicius, Jude Bellingham, and all are, by the way, Josh, at the risk of missing a potential semi-final if booked. That is, if they beat and manage to pass by Arsenal, Josh. You know, so it's still not yet easy for Real
Yeah,
Madrid. They
but at
really
least
have to do a
let's
lot of
let
work.
them first get over this game. But there are so many issues. For me, I think that this game plays into Mikel Arteta's hands. If
Mm,
Mikel Arteta only chooses to approach the game with brevity, if he's brave and he comes out to win the game, even if he's playing to win it 1-0, I think Arsenal can win this tie. But if he sits back, I don't think he can survive.
Well, sentiments and and expectations, Josh. You've talked about Jude Bellingham expressing confidence and saying a night made for Real Madrid, Josh. Then emphasizing the club's history, where we saw European drama back then with Marcelo, who's a Madrid legend. Josh also warning, saying that there is always that comeback at the Santiago Bernabeu, Josh. But David Raya also has downplayed that whole Bernabeu atmosphere, stating that the club is focused on the performance. Mikel Arteta also said they will do the talking on the pitch. And I mean, I really can't wait, Josh. I can't wait. I know Madrid has the pedigree, they have all that, but right now it looks like luck is running out of their uh, luck is not on their side, Josh. So, real quick, Josh, before we end the stream, what is the strategic way that you see Madrid winning? And if, rather, what should Ancelotti do to win the game so that they do not lose, or for them to qualify, for them to score goals and qualify to the semis? I mean, give us that surprise. I don't know, maybe tactic that will see Mikel Arteta caught off guard.
I think we should just wait for the game, because what is going to happen is Carlo Ancelotti, having seen what Mikel Arteta did,
Yeah.
he has one or two things to do about this to approach this game. But the thing is, Mikel Arteta himself is also a tactically astute manager. He knows how to set up a team, and he sets up his team to be very hard to beat. So for me, I know that Real Madrid has frailties at the back, but the thing that can change their fortunes is if they manage to get um, their forward players on the ball. Get Bellingham on the ball, get Kylian Mbappe on the ball, get Rodrigo on the ball, get Vinicius Jr. on the ball. Do not allow to be pushed to be pushed back to play the ball from the midfield. Don't just pass the ball around in the midfield. Just attack and uh, uh, ask questions of the defense. Ask questions of David Raya, and that is how Real Madrid will manage to win this game. But if, like in the first game, they do what Mikel Arteta managed to do, asking the Arsenal team to push them into midfield, and that's where they were enjoying a bit of possession, then it will be very difficult. Another thing that is very important to them winning this game is they have to show the urgency and determination. They have to run. They have to cover every blade of grass to be able to win this game. They are not, because Arsenal is actually very good at it. They close down players very quickly. They actually set themselves up to win second balls and things like that. Whereas you have two passengers at Real Madrid in Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe in some games. But if Carlo Ancelotti does make it clear to them that he requires everyone to cover every blade of grass, I do think that Real Madrid has much more than Arsenal.
Well, once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Josh, for staying in. Josh, you're ready? We do. Should we first go off and see the build up, or you're ready for a quick preview? United and Lyon.
No. This is the Champions League night, bro.
Not European night.
No.
Not Thursday night light.
No. Thursday
Anyhow,
night lights is on Thursday night.
Once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. The lineups are down. May the best team win. Real Madrid versus Arsenal. Josh, who do you got? I have Madrid winning.
Madrid.
I have Madrid winning 3-2, but Arsenal qualifying. Sorry, 3-1.
Madrid.
But okay, so that is Madrid qualifying. Again,
qualifying. I don't know about qualifying, but Madrid will win the game.
Once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Josh and Isaac. See you tomorrow, guys, during the watch along, the Europa Man United versus Lyon. But tonight It's all about the big boys. Champions League, Madrid versus Arsenal at the Bernabeu. Sports Jazz, please do subscribe. We are signing out,
Enjoy
getting
the
ready
game.
for
Enjoy
the
the
game.
game.